I'm picking back up on page 188. This is in the middle of Tiresias's explanation to Odysseus as to what happens before he'll get home. So he's just said, you kind of have to walk this narrow path, a narrow straight, if you want to escape Poseidon. You have to deny yourself. You have to restrain your shipmates. Otherwise, you're not going to make it home. That's kind of a reference to the cattle on the island of Helios. When you make landfall on Thrinacia, that's where the cattle are, first and quit the violet sea dark on the land, you'll find the grazing herds of Helios, by whom all things are seen, all speech is known. Avoid those kine. That's another word for cattle. Hold fast to your intent, and hard seafaring brings you all to Ithaca. But if you raid the beeves, that's another word for cattle. It's kind of related to beef. I see destruction for ship and crew. Though you survive alone, bereft of all companions, lost for years under strange sail, shall you come home to find your own house filled with trouble. So there's two possibilities really Tiresias is offering. Control your men, you guys will get home. But if you don't control your men, then you're going to just come home yourself under some strange sail. So there's almost a sense of free will here, almost an option. Fate isn't quite as strong. It's interesting. Let's see. Oh, yeah, the trouble. Line 130. Insolent men eating your livestock as they court your lady. You shall make those men atone in blood. But after you have dealt out death in open combat or by stealth to all the suitors, go overland on foot and take an oar until one day you come where men have lived with meat unsalted, never known the sea, nor seen sea-going ships with crimson bows and oars that fledge light hulls for dipping flight. Again, he kind of offers two options. Deal with the suitors either by combat or by stealth. And so again, it's an option for Odysseus. But now here's this task. Once Odysseus gets home, his trouble's not over. He's going to have to go wandering from place to place until he finds a place where men have never had salted meat, never known the sea, or never had unsalted meat, never known the sea. And then he's planting an oar there. And it's an interesting task. But that's where he is supposed to have a final sacrifice to Poseidon to kind of make things even. Like, okay, Poseidon, I've done all this. I've wandered the land. I'm going to plant an oar here and people are going to wonder and they'll sacrifice to you and they were never sacrificing to you before. So we're even. Kind of something like that. Okay. Picking back up on page 189. The spot will soon be plain to you, and I can tell you how. Some passerby will say, what winnowing fan is that upon your shoulder? Halt and implant your smooth oar in the turf and make fair sacrifice to Lord Poseidon, a ram, a bull, a great buck boar. Turn back and carry out pure hecatombs at home to all wide heaven's lords, the undying gods, to each in order. So then he has to make sacrifices to all the gods on Mount Olympus. He's got to offer up a lot of cattle. Then a sea-born death, soft as this hand of mist, will come upon you when you are wearied out with rich old age, your country folk in blessed peace around you, and all this shall be just as I foretell. So he's going to have a sea-born death, but an easy one, not a troubled one, not like some of the storms he's been in or anything like that. I don't think I'd want to know the way I was supposed to die. When he had done, I said at once, Tiresias, my life runs on then, as the gods have spun it. But come now, tell me this, make this thing clear. I see my mother's ghost among the dead, sitting in silence near the blood. Not once has she glanced this way toward her son, nor spoken. Tell me, my lord, may she in some way come to know my presence? To this he answered, I shall make it clear in a few words and simply. Any dead man whom you allow to enter where the blood is will speak to you, and speak the truth. But those deprived will grow remote again and fade. When he had prophesied, Tiresias' shade retired lordly to the halls of death, but I stood fast until my mother stirred, moving to sip the black blood Then she knew me and called out sorrowfully to me, "Child, how could you cross alive into this gloom at the world's end? No sight for living eyes. Great currents run between desolate waters, the ocean first, where no man goes a journey without ship's timber under him. Say now, is it from Troy, still wandering after years, that you come here with ship and company? Have you not gone at all to Ithaca? Have you not seen your lady in your hall?" She put these questions, and I answered her. All right. So he gets to talk with his mom. "Mother, I came here, driven to the land of death, in want of prophecy from Tiresias' shade. Nor have I yet coasted Achaea's hills, nor touched my own land, but have had hard rovings since first I joined Lord Agamemnon's host by sea for Ilion, the wild horse country, to fight the men of Troy. But come now, tell me this, and tell me clearly, what was the bane that pinned you down in death? Some ravaging long illness, or mild arrows a flying down one day from Artemis? Tell me of father. Tell me of the son I left behind me. Have they still my place, my honors, or have other men assumed them? Do they not say I shall come no more? And tell me of my wife. How runs her thought, still with her child, still keeping our domains, or bride again to the best of the Achaeans?" To this my noble mother quickly answered, "Still with her child indeed she is, poor heart, still in your palace hall. Forlorn her nights and days go by, her life used up in weeping. But no man takes your honored place. Telemachus has care of all your garden plots and fields, and holds the public honor of a magistrate, feasting and being feasted. But your father is country bound and comes to town no more. He owns no bedding, rugs, or fleecy mantles, but lies down winter nights among the slaves, rolled in old cloaks for cover, near the embers. Or when the heat comes at the end of summer, the fallen leaves all around his vineyard plot, heaped into windrows, make his lowly bed. He lies now even so, with aching heart, and longs for your return, while age comes on him. So I, too, pined away, so doom befell me. Not that the keen-eyed huntress with her shafts had marked me down and shot to kill me. Not that illness overtook me, no true illness, wasting the body to undo the spirit. Only my loneliness for you, Odysseus, for your kind heart and counsel, gentle Odysseus, took my own life away." I bit my lip, rising perplexed with longing to embrace her, and tried 3 times putting my arms around her, but she went sifting through my hands, impalpable as shadows are, and wavering like a dream. Now this embittered all the pain I bore, and I cried in the darkness, "Oh, my mother, will you not stay? Be still here in my arms. May we not in this place of death as well hold one another, touch with love, and taste salt tears' relief, the twinge of welling tears? Or is this all hallucination sent against me by the Iron Queen Persephone to make me groan again?" My noble mother answered quickly, "O my child, alas, most sorely tried of men, great Zeus's daughter Persephone knits no illusion for you. All mortals meet this judgment when they die. No flesh and bone are here, none bound by sinew, since the bright-hearted pyre consumed them down. The white bones long exanimate to ash. Dreamlike the soul flies, insubstantial. You must crave sunlight soon. Note all things strange seen here, and tell your lady in after days." So in the underworld, you might look just like you had looked when you died, but you have no body. You're just a sort of a mist, according to Homer here. And his mother gives him the advice to just kind of pay close attention to everything that you see here, and then go back and be sure you tell Penelope all about it. Interesting advice.